Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Marvel Legends review. Here I have the other two figures from the Fantastic Four First Steps wave that I purchased. On the left we got an Invisible Woman, and on the right we got the Thing. Both of these figures retail for $24.99, and I got mine from a pre-order. Anyway, I did review Reed and Johnny already, so if you haven't checked out that review, go ahead. Also, I got a surprise at the end of this video for these figures, but here's Sue in her package here. She doesn't take up much of her package, but you can see she has an extra accessory there. There's her barcode if you're looking for her. There's an image of her on the side there. It also says Marvel Legends series. Invisible Woman here. Another picture. You can see that there's like extra sticky stuff on my box. So they shipped my box with a shipping label on top. You probably know who I'm talking about. They've done it before, but you also have her special like hand logo there. Over here you got the Thing here, and he takes up almost the entirety of the box. There's practically no extra room in here, and he is hefty. He's a big boy, but there's the barcode if you're looking for him. There's the artwork of him on this side. There he is on this side, and there he is on the back with his exclusive, or rather not exclusive, his special hand logo. It also says their names on the back there. I forgot to mention, but let's go ahead and open these two up. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at their accessories. So, Sue here comes with her invisible force field, and it's got some bullet hole effects in it. At least it looks like bullet impacts to me. But on her right hand, she has a non-movable hand. So what do I mean by that? This hand can swivel, but it does not have a hinge. There's no hinge on this hand. Do not try to bend it, because it will not bend. So she has her force field effect here, and that just pegs into her hand like so. It looks alright. I kind of wish that we had matching hands on both sides so that you could put it in either or. Instead we get just this one. I mean, maybe if you wanted to add like a clear piece of plastic rod, you can make her have like a shield umbrella. I don't know, but if you're into that, there you go. You obviously saw this one. It has a hexagonal hole in the hand, and then you have this one that's a more relaxed hand on the left. She has two other unique hand pieces as well. She has a right-fisted hand, and she oddly has like a non-trigger finger gun hand where it goes up and down rather than side to side. I'm not sure why they gave us this particular effect piece here. Maybe it's so she could take her wristband off there. Really? I don't know. Kind of strange, but that's her accessories. Ben over here, the Thing, he comes with two fisted hands and two unique hands. His right hand is a more open hand, and then on his left hand is more of a holding hand. No matching hands there, but you know, there's a good chance we might get another wave of these Fantastic Four figures with him being in his sweater and shoes. Obviously he doesn't have them on this figure, but we might see that in a upcoming wave, but no guarantees. So let me get these accessories off to the side and let's take a look at the figures. So Sue here, completely new body. Everything is newly tooled. She does have good articulation as well. I do appreciate that, but really I want to start off with the face sculpt and paint work. Let me raise this up a bit so we can take a look at that a little closer. And I'm not really seeing the dead ringer here. I think it looks good. It does, look like Vanessa Kirby, but it's not quite, fully 100% there. I don't know if it's the hair or if it's the face print itself. I think the print looks good, but, when I compare it to, this Sue on the side of the box here, the hairstyle is more mirrored rather than, looking like quite like this. This would definitely be a good head for like the retro card Sue, but yeah, I'm not quite feeling the face on this one, but it doesn't look bad is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of just in the okay range. Another thing I want to point out is she's missing a decent amount of detail. So if we look, I just punched the mic again. If we look at her neck piece here, you can see all of these lines, and that is supposed to be there, but when I look at the picture on the box, they're not as thin. They're not as closely packed together. There's a bit more space between them. And you can see here how close they are together. But they're so close together, when I put her far away, it looks like it's just a big piece of white and it has no texture to it. Not the biggest fan of that. She's also missing the little black dot on her belt here, which Ben has, as you can see, that little black dot there. She doesn't have that. Everything else looks okay, at least from what I can tell. Yeah, I don't see any other issues with missing paint, but they did add quite a lot of paint to this figure and the rest of the figures in this wave. Of course, the Fantastic Four logo, and you know, the belt here. She's even got the dots on her knee, and she's even got those shorter boot pieces rather than Reed, who has the longer ones. Although I will say that she has a much thicker heel than she does on the figure, but that mainly has to do with, you know, the actress being shorter. Like, they do this a lot with the female actresses, so they're more in height with the male actors. But anyway, I'm not getting into that. But yeah, the figure itself looks good. I like the color blue they chose. You know, really nice texturing here. You know, the texturing even continues onto the back of the figure. Really well done on all the line work and details. Just, again, I really like what they did here. They even have some on the little boot piece there, but Sue looks good. I'll look at articulation in a second here. She is a little wobbly. I think it's her feet are a little misaligned, but this was the figure I was most excited for in the wave. We got the Thing here, and I really like what they did with the head sculpt. I think that's the star of the show here. This head sculpt is really well done. You got his eyes in there. He's got a slight smirk. A wash would have been nice, but honestly I don't think it's needed for this particular thing. But the rockwork detail is just fantastic. It looks really good. And, you know, he's got the texture on his legs as well. It continues onto the legs there, you can see, on the front and the back. And he's got plenty of range of movement, but again, we'll get into that. You know, he's got the 4 logo on his belt as well. He's got the wristband here, which you can remove. You just have to take off, I'll do it off camera. You have to take off one of his hand pieces, and then you can just pull it off if you don't want that. But I'm going to keep mine on because I don't want to lose it. I really like, you know, how he's got these, like, I guess socks up here, but like no shoes on. It's kind of funny looking. But they got the nice silver paint on there as well. He's got the 4s on both sides of his pants. Just really well done on the rock work here, even his feet here, although he only has 4 toes and 4 fingers. Mutation, am I right? Kind of weird, huh? But yeah, really well done. Looks like the CGI model, but again, in the trailers, we've really only seen him in the sweater and the shoes, so I'm sure we'll get this particular look in the movie at some point during one of the battles, but that's yet to be seen, so we might get another version of this figure at some point. But let me go ahead and go into articulation here. So Sue, let's start with the head. It's on a disc rocker, so not much, you know, side to side. She can look up, but you're really stressing it. She can look down, but also stressing it just because the hair gets in the way. I'm surprised after all these years they still haven't found a better way to do the hair. I think that a better hair on this figure would make it look more like Vanessa Kirby, personally. She has that much in the arm going up a little bit past, you know, the T. She's got a forearm swivel. She's got elbow joint, double joint goes there. This one goes there, and she could probably touch your shoulder. And then you know, most of the hands except for the one on the other side, they got the hand swivel, so no surprise there. What I was surprised by, she does have the upper rocker, but she also has a waist swivel. More of this, please. More waist swivel on female figures, Marvel Legends team. Come on. The belt doesn't move freely. It is locked in the front and the back, but it does peel up, not too difficult. You can kind of see the peg in there and how it's positioned. Let's see, split-wise, not too bad. Kick-wise, backward, you're not getting anything. Forward, you're barely getting anything. You'd probably have to cut, yeah, you would definitely have to cut into the figure a bit more if you wanted to get any useful kick out of this. She's got a thigh swivel here. She's got a double jointed knee. She can kick her own ass, just barely. And then, of course, you got a swivel there. I will say, though, it looks like she has a boot swivel, but she does not. They could have given a 1 to her. Like, I don't know why they didn't. Like, they could have done it. Like, same thing with Reed, but I don't know why they didn't. But that's Sue's articulation. Thing's articulation, he actually has a dumbbell joint at the head, so he can get quite a lot of tilt and nothing up, but a decent amount of down. You'd probably have to shave out the neck peg at the back here. You'd see a hole, but I don't think it'd be that noticeable. And of course, you got the 360. His arms, they can go at a perfect straight. He's got the full swivel here, although the bottom portion of this does kind of get in the way. He has similar articulation to Maximum Hulk in the arms, because he has a free-floating joint at the upper portion here that can swivel. And then he does have the lower joint here, which can swivel hinge up to 90. So, you know, you can have it over here and like that if you really wanted to. So it just gives you a little bit more articulation. And of course, he's got the hinge swivel at the hand here. Nothing too surprising. He has... Does he have a swivel? Ooh, he does have a swivel at the base there. Yeah, he has a swivel at the base, and he also has the rocker, which works pretty well. Split-wise, much more than I was expecting, actually. Wow, that's pretty good. And then we got the kick forward. Not too bad. And then we got double-jointed knee. He can almost kick his own ass. It's pretty close. And then you got the pivot at the ankle as well. So there's the two of them. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So Sue here, she stands at just about 6 inches tall, and Thing here stands closer to 7. Not quite though. Maybe in between 6 3/4 and 7. But of course, the Fantastic Four wouldn't be complete without the other two members. So here's Reed, and here's Human Torch. I did not end up getting Johnny from this wave, but it's really nice having a Fantastic Four team in my collection now. Never got the comic wave, the retro comic wave, but this is good. I like seeing them all together, how uniform they look as well. You know, hopefully we get the other Thing version someday. I might pick up Johnny at some point, but for now, I'm perfectly happy with this as my representation for Fantastic Four in my Marvel Legends collection. But let's go ahead and see some other size comparisons. And here's the two of them with the rest of my Marvel Legends collection. You can see Thing is a little bit shorter than the Lizard, and definitely a lot smaller than the Hulk back there. Sue, she's similar in height to, you know, the, what's this guy's name? Tracksuit Mafia. And you can kind of see Firestar, and Rogue should be back there. Where is she? There's Rogue. Rogue's a little shorter than her, but gives you an idea on what they look like with some other figures as well as MCU figures. I mostly only collect MCU Spider-Man back there, but you can see what I mean. But I have one more comparison to do with these four. So let's see what it is. And here they are with the Galactus popcorn bucket. This thing is so big I couldn't keep it all in one frame, so I had to take a free cam again. But yeah, here's what they look like next to Galactus's popcorn bucket, and I am very happy with this. Yes, I did spend $80 on a popcorn bucket, but I only wanted it if I got the Marvel Legends, and well, here we are. But yeah, really impressive. It scales pretty decently, I would imagine, with these figures. Galactus is probably going to be much bigger in the movie, but scale-wise, I think this scales pretty well with 6-inch figures. But if you want to see a review of the Galactus popcorn bucket, stay tuned. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this particular wave. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.